Hello and welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll continue to work with before and after effects, however with an allied tag. As you would have noticed that we have three bullets, one for Java, one for C++, one for C#, under list of programming languages. What I would like to display is, after Java, I want to display the word programming language. Similarly, I want to do it after C++, and I want to do it with after C#. And I can do that very easily from CSS. All I need to do is look for the UL. And in that UL, look for an li. And when you find an li, I would like to insert this text after. And the content that I would like to display holds a space and the word programming and a space and the word language. And now, if I go to run and watch it in the browser, you can see that after the word Java, it automatically inserts programming language. After the word C++ and C#, it does exactly the same thing. Similarly, I have another list that comprises of OL and LI, so I can also do that wherever you find a combination of OL and LI, I would like you to replace the content with a hypertext language. Sorry, markup language. So it becomes hypertext markup language, extensible markup language, and standard generalized markup language. So now let's run this in the browser as well. And here you can see that in the output, it automatically adds the word markup language in each one of the three lines. So that's another way that you can be going about implementing the pseudo element. And not just this, we'll now like to explore another property here, and I will introduce for this reason a paragraph. I'm going to fill it with some text here real quick. So I'll introduce the paragraph here. This is a test statement, and we're going to copy this. I'm going to just paste it several times just so that we can create a long paragraph, so that we can now work with the next set of activities that I'm planning to work with, which are some more pseudo elements, which will going to help us. I mean, like if you have a lot of text, it will going to give a little better effect. So here I will going to close my paragraph. So the effect that I would like to apply over here is called the first line effect, and which can be pretty easily applied through an ID as well. So I can simply say I would like to apply a first line. That's what my ID is. And the effect is also called the first line effect. And I would like, whenever this ID is implemented or given to anything, I would like that first line to have a text transformation to an uppercase. And I'm going to come down to this paragraph, and I'm going to give it an ID called fline. And if I run it in the browser, you'll notice the first line of the paragraph automatically appears in all uppercase. Similarly, we have another effect that we can apply, and that's called the first letter effect, which is sort of kind of gives you a drop cap effect. So now what I've introduced is I've introduced a class called fletter on line number 28, and I have made this class fletter point to a pseudo element first letter, and I've given it a font size of 24. Then on line number 35, I've introduced a class called fletter and given it to that paragraph. So the first letter in that paragraph should now appear in font size 24. So let's try to view that in the browser. And you're going to notice that the first letter in the paragraph, the letter T, appears to be in a larger font size than the rest of the text in that paragraph. We can certainly be exploring some of the other properties to make this text more or less appears like a drop cap effect. So let's say if I change this particular font size and I say, well, I would like you to be the 500%, which is 5 times your current size. And I would like to also apply the effect such that the rest of the tag should float around instead of the way it is right now. For example, right now, you can see that all this extra space gets wasted. I would like the text to float around, so I can basically be using the property called float left. And now you will going to notice that how nicely the text floats around and T appears to the left of that. To further enhance this property, I can set the line height for this particular entity. And as I've set the line height of 0.7, you can see that instead of appearing right in the center, it actually moves up to the top, and the text nicely floats around it. And that's basically how you can give a drop cap effect by using the first line property. Well, catch you in another tutorial where we'll talk a little bit more about some of the other properties pretty soon. Take care of yourself.